Narrated by Anas. The Prophet peace be upon him delivered a sermon the like of which I had never heard before. He said, "If you but knew what I know, then you would have laughed little and wept much." On hearing that, the companions of the Prophet peace be upon him covered their faces, and the sound of their weeping was heard. A man said, "Who is my father?" The Prophet peace be upon him said, "So and so." So this verse was revealed, "Ask not about things which, if made plain to you, may cause you trouble." Surah 5 verse 101. Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Some people were asking Allah's Messenger peace be upon him questions mockingly. A man would say, "Who is my father?" Another man whose she-camel had gone astray would say, "Where is my she-camel?" So Allah revealed this verse in this connection, "O you who believe, ask not about things which, if made plain to you, may cause you trouble." Surah 5 verse 101. Narrated by Sa'id bin al-Musayyib. Ba'ira is a she-camel whose milk is kept for the idols and nobody is allowed to milk it. Siba was the she-camel which they used to set free for their gods, and nothing was allowed to be carried on it. Abu Hurairah said, Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said, "I saw Amr bin Amir al-Huzay, in a dream, dragging his intestines in the fire, and he was the first person to establish the tradition of setting free the animals, for the sake of their deities." Wasila is the she-camel which gives birth to a she-camel as its first delivery, and then gives birth to another she-camel as its second delivery. People, in the pre-Islamic periods of ignorance, used to let that she-camel loose for their idols if it gave birth to two she-camels successively without giving birth to a male camel in between. Ham was the male camel which was used for copulation. When it had finished the number of copulations assigned for it, they would let it loose for their idols and excuse it from burdens so that nothing would be carried on it, and they called it the Hami. Abu Hurairah said, "I heard the Prophet peace be upon him saying so." Narrated by Aisha. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him said, "I saw hell and its different portions were consuming each other, and saw Amr dragging his intestines in it, and he was the first person to establish the tradition of letting animals loose for the idols." Narrated by Ibn Abbas. Allah's Messenger peace be upon him delivered a sermon and said, "O people, you will be gathered before Allah barefooted, naked, and not circumcised." Then, quoting Qur'an, he said, "As we began the first creation, we shall repeat it. A promise we have undertaken, truly we shall do it." Surah 21 verse 104. The Prophet peace be upon him then said, "The first of the human beings to be dressed on the day of resurrection, will be Abraham. Lo! Some men from my followers will be brought, and then, the angels, will drive them to the left side, hell-fire. I will say, O my Lord, they are my companions. Then a reply will come from Almighty, you do not know what they did after you. I will say as the pious slave, the Prophet Jesus peace be upon him, said, and I was a witness over them while I dwelt amongst them. When you took me up, you were the watcher over them, and you are a witness to all things." Surah 5 verse 117. Then it will be said, "These people have continued to be apostates since you left them.